south of Israel, in the Arava, in the Hevel Elot region, which is near. In Israel, the south actually is not where I live. I live in the so far south that we're beyond the south. The south is where is the area around Gaza where the war was. We live another 2 hours south of there, near Eilat. It's a very quiet place on the Jordanian border. What can I tell you about what happened here? When we had a wonderful Simcha Torah service on Friday night, and dancing in the sukkah with the Torah, and had a wonderful communal dinner. And the next morning we got up to have a morning service, and the news was very different. But we didn't really know much about what was going on. We hadn't been put under any kind of alert here because we are far away from where the action was happening, but people were already being called up to Miluim, and we barely had a minyan of people for the morning service, and we had a subdued morning service on Simchas Torah. And as the day went on and the news began to come through, then we began to, many of our young people had friends who were at the Nova Music Festival. Fortunately, we have a tradition in our community that the young people come back for Simchas Torah for the second weekend of Sukkot. And there was a party on the kibbutz that night out in the desert inside the kibbutz. And had they not been at that party, they might have gone for the 2 or 3 hour drive to the Nova Music Festival. But because we have this tradition that they come back and have parties on the kibbutz that weekend, many of them were here who might have been there had they not been here. Thank God. So, and then the news began to filter in, and obviously the news was very painful. And people started getting called up to Miluim. And news started coming in of people that we knew who were among the missing, or among the dead, or among those fighting. I think there were several days where we were completely in a daze, really didn't know what was happening. During Sukkot, most of the country is on vacation. And most government offices are on vacation. And much of the army is on vacation. And only as the news became clearer and the level of the atrocities became clearer, did it seem that perhaps the date was chosen not only for the historical date of the 7th of October, the day after the 50th anniversary of the Yom Kippur War, but also because of the holiday. And it's been very difficult to get any news at first, and certainly as things have gotten clearer and gotten as time has gone on, people are becoming more and more organized. But what the group that has been the most organized and the fastest organized is the protest movement. And that's been really fascinating, that the protest movement just did the same people who were out every Saturday night protesting the government, and they just turned on a dime and became the organization that's because that whole network and the people running it with an attitude of only doing this for the good of the community, it's very clear that they're taking up the slack. The government has been slow at doing that. This past Sunday, I was in the meeting of our regional council, something like a county council, and what we heard from the administrators of the region was that they're having a very hard time getting answers from government offices still, 2 weeks after this began. Which is very difficult. Now, down here in our region, we have a total population of 5,000, and we've absorbed between 2,000 and 2,500 people, staying in the guest rooms of the kibbutzim and in other spare spaces, not to mention people staying in the homes of families. And in Eilat, the city of Eilat, with its population of about 50,000, has 60,000 displaced people. There's more than 200,000 people in Israel have been displaced. We're not calling them refugees yet, because we're hoping that they're going to be going. Those who have homes to go back to will be going back home. But and so our whole region and the city of Eilat has been working very hard to host all these people, and so that's also a big effort and taking a lot of energy away from us. In addition, we are all on much higher alert, and there's instead of just a few members who are aware of the security situation, we have a whole group of soldiers in each kibbutz standing guard at the gate and standing and patrolling the kibbutzim at night. And obviously that takes a lot of resources from us, just whether it's housing and feeding people, or whether it's people who are not working in their regular jobs but working in that. And it's been difficult. I think as a rabbi, the thing that I've been doing a lot of is talking to people about their attitudes, whether whatever their politics are, that as human beings, we have to maintain our values, and we have to stick with our tradition and with the values of our tradition, which are values of love and compassion. Perhaps love and compassion for family first, but we start the Torah. We're right at the start of the Torah, and we're right at the start of the place of learning about being human. And the first thing that we learn about being human is that we're all descended from one person, in order that we not say, my family is better than your family. I was asked recently, how am I keeping hope alive? And I'm a member. I've always been very active in peace activism, and I believe very strongly in that. So when my neighbor stopped me on the path and said, these people deserve to die, I said, that's not for us to choose. That's God. We have, God has to, we have to give that over to God. We can't stoop to that level. We have to stick to the principles that a human being is a human being, and that every life is sacred. And I found myself saying that to a number of people. Even, if my friends' sons are going off to war, I'm not going to say don't kill people, but I'm going to say keep your head about you. I remember earlier this summer, I heard a speech from Governor Pritzker of Illinois, and he said something like, cruelty is a sign of lower level thinking. kindness and compassion are signs of higher level thinking. We have to turn off our animal brain, as it were, and engage our human brain and engage that higher level of thinking. In order to behave with compassion, we have to aim for our higher selves and always keep science. And as we age, our brains continue to develop. And it happens that the people in the average age in Gaza is something like 15. And the average age of Israelis is something like 25. And it's only between 25 and 35 that our brains really develop to their fullest extent. And we really learn to stop our instincts for rage and anger. And so at a those of us who are of an older age, we're actually a real resource for our communities to speak about kindness and to speak about calm reaction and thinking reactions. And that's very difficult in a society where a lot of people are young, and young people want to respond quickly, and they're easily swayed to an ideology of cruelty, and that's happening here in Israel as well as it is among the Palestinians. One of the prayers that's been in my head a lot lately is Psalm 120. Now, Psalm 120 is the first of the Shir Hamalot, Shirei Hamalot, the 15 songs of ascent, or whatever they're called. And the last couple verses say, he says, Oyali, ki garti meshech, shachanti im ohalei kedar. Rabat shachnala nafshi im sonei shalom. Ani shalom. V'chi edaber hema lamilchama. He says, Oyali, oy to me, that I've lived so long with the tents of the East. My soul has dwelt forever in among the haters of peace. I am peace, and though I speak, they are for war. And I don't know exactly what that's saying, but that I feel that really expresses my feeling that I've been trying to be a voice for an unpopular position for ages and ages, and my voice has not been heard. Two chapters later, Psalm 122, and that is Yehi shalom b'chelech, shalva ba'armanotayich. May there be peace among your chelech, among your soldiers, or in your core, and shalva and ease, and in your castles. And I see you picked up the guitar, so I think you're about to start playing that.
Yehi shalom b'chelech shalva b'armanotayich. Yehi shalom V'chelech shalva B'armenotai Yehi shalom B'chelech shalva